Hey Capricorns, welcome to your May 2021 message. So let's just jump straight in, shall we? I already pulled the cards for you. So to kick off the reading, you've got the Divine Sun Child, protection over 7 scorpions, and the key to life. So what this means for you, this is kind of the lessons, a little bit of the past, a little bit of your lessons, and I also pulled 2 cards for what to do for the future. So this means Divine Sun Child. This is you. I mean, in a nutshell, Capricorns, this is about you becoming okay with having more than others. This is about you becoming okay that the life that you're calling to you is going to be different than the life that others are calling to them. There will always be people starving. There will always be people in pain. There will always be people yada, yada, yada. It's a romantic thought to think if the top 1% just paid 1% more in taxes, then everyone on this planet will go hungry. Take a moment, though, and think back in your life. This is true for me, too. I'm a Capricorn. Has there ever been a period of your life where you were either like so depressed or so out of it that even when someone showed you love, you were just like, oh, they're just kidding? So someone who's in a lot of pain, if they're not able to receive it, then no matter how much you tax the billionaires of the world, it's not going to solve anything. So there's a little bit of dimming your light because of others. And this is one of the core transformation shifts I teach in my course, Becoming Who You Really Are. It's the self-concept of they. It's a skill you're learning when you're around 2. And it's they are figuring it out. You don't need to take the weight of the world on as your own. Everyone else's problems isn't your own. Right? There's only so many people you can keep as a close friend. There's only so many people you can keep as a secondary friend, as a light touch friend. You can't dim your success because others somewhere else are in pain. It's really about you becoming comfortable that you want to experience life differently than others. So that was kind of like the lesson that was kickstarted in the past. And just it's time to wrap that up, Capricorn, to be blunt and lovingly, give you a little bit of tough love coaching on this message for you for May. It's others are going to experience a different life than you. You can't want others to have what you want. Like I know people who love thrift store shopping. They're not doing it because they have to. They're not doing it because that's as much money as they allow in. They're doing it because they thoroughly love the thrill of the chase, the thrill of the find. Look at this awesome thing I found for 50 cents. Look at this thing, like they like that treasure hunt. So it's really allowing others to have a different life experience than you without wanting anything different for them. Allowing yourself to be a positive source of, if they want a difference, knowing that you can be there and go, oh, well, here's what I did. But never putting that on someone, never pushing that on someone. Oh, that's your shadow. Oh, you're doing that because your mom did XYZ to you when you're younger. So that actually creates disconnection. When you're in a therapy container or a coaching container, or you come to a video like this, it's an agreement of, hey, I think I have some answers, and hey, you have some questions. But you don't want this when you're vibing with a friend. When you're vibing with a friend, you want to be like, oh man, last week was rough. And they'll be like, oh, it was. Let's just enjoy this waterfall. When you're in a coaching container, you want to, okay, well, tell me more. What was rough about it? Oh, okay, so here's tweaks I could see that you can make. So it's about allowing yourself that not every single thing in life has to be about personal development for you. Some areas of your life can just be about fun and enjoying. Okay, so now we're coming over to your second one, and this is the one that you're learning right now. So it's time to wrap that lesson up. The one you're learning right now is Power Over 7 Scorpions. And so what that one is it's just allowing yourself to recognize, admit, a previous segment of my life, there was some toxicity in it. And it's recognizing that that has no power over you now, that you are in a different place, especially if you've moved out of the house of the toxic people. When you're at a point where you've moved out of the house and when you're at a point where you're financially independent, no, they have no power over you. All it is, okay, I'm safe. I'm here now. That's my past. And I now want to develop softer feeling relationships. I now want to learn and discover how to have easier communication. I now want to discover how beautiful I am. It's really about recognizing the only power the past has over you now that you're at this point. You're not living with the abusers. You're not financially dependent on anyone. If you're still there, those are your two goals. Get out on your own, whether that's a roommate situation, a different family member, or your own apartment by yourself. Get financially independent so that you can start going, these are traits of the past. Here's what I want in the new. So there's just this like little bit of fear right now, Capricorns, for the ones who are financially independent and on their own. There's just this little bit of fear of like, for some of you would be like, but maybe I'm like damaged to the core of my being, but maybe there's just something inherently flawed with me. Maybe there's just, no matter what I do, there's just something wrong with me. Okay. And so for some of others, it's going to be like how do I leave these people who are suffering and I just move along to my new life? But that's where you have to be okay, the lesson in the past that you're wrapping up, that you may have called forth a different life experience than those in your immediate family. Can you be willing to let go of the anxious attachment with toxic love and go, okay, right now I might recognize that there's a gap in my love department. It's that point where you have one foot in the old, one foot in the new. The biggest thing that holds people back is that they're like, but who's going to love me? Who will be there for me? Family's thicker, blood's thicker than water. It's where you got to just recognize that if you keep tending to your emotions, your vibrations, and keep going towards the new people will filter in. We're a pack community. When you're born, you're a baby. If you were thrown out in the middle of the street, you would die. We're a pack community. We need affection. We need physical touch. We need love. So at every stage of the game, there's a little bit of pre-thinking of, oh, but if they already have that kind of money, then that means they already have their life figured out. They're not going to need friends, yada, yada. It's recognized that there will always be a new way to rendezvous with people at a different vibrational set point. And your past has no sway over you now. Are you willing to lean more into the new? Yes or no? So going into the future, kind of like what you're going to be wrapping up, you got the key of life. So it is going to be kind of like, you're going to like kind of not wrap up the lesson. This is going to linger over a couple more months, but you're definitely going to have this aha moment where you're like, all right, I've got this. It's okay for me to have a different life experience than other people. I recognize the key to life is more about how tuned in, tapped in, turned on I am to my inner being, my higher self, my soul, my gut, more tuned in to my desires, my preferences. And recognizing that it's about kind of owning, like, this is what I want to experience. And not trying to make someone who wants to experience something else, like hey, you got to come back here and do this with me. Or hey, you got to be different to hang out with me. It's, I want this. Oh, you want that? Okay, go on by. I want this. Oh, you want that too? Let's do it together. You're learning the lesson of compatibility, whether it's in a romantic relationship, a friendship, a coworker, or a boss, right? Like if you're looking for a new job, it's, oh, okay, so you're looking for someone who doesn't mind being called 7, 8 p.m. at night in case something happens. This is definitely not for me. I'm normally at my daughter's soccer practice then. Good luck in finding your candidate. Do you see how that is not shaming the employer for, oh, so you're trying to get free work at night, right? It's just, okay, so you need an employee who kind of like lives for work a little bit. Okay, that's definitely not me. I'm between the hours of 9 to 5. I'm fully committed. I'm fully dedicated to you. If that's something you need, let me know. I'll if I run into anyone, I'll send them your way. Best of luck on your search. It's really about that compatibility key. Learn that you don't have to force anything. It's just authenticity. Okay, so stuff that you can do to help this, you have the pyramid of light and the pillar of light. So the pyramid of light is about you recognizing that like you are source, you have everything within you. There's a part of you, whether you call it source, inner being, or your future self, or your higher self. There's a part of you that knows how to get to where you want to go. It's all about, can you meditate 15 minutes a day where you just relax all the muscles in your body so that you can start to hear how you honestly felt. You know, I didn't like my interaction on that date. It felt too rushed. It felt forced. Hey, I'd love to see you again, but I need more connection next time. That's softness. That's I'm tapped into what I want. That didn't feel good. Okay, here's what I want instead. Like, hey, I'd love to see you again. I need a little bit more like sun time. I need a little bit more connection. I need a little bit more. When you recognize that it's just tap into myself every day. The relationship between me and me is something that's important. Can you nurture the relationship between you and you for 15 minutes a day? You can get quiet, focus on a sound, meditate on that for 15 minutes. You can focus on your breath and just see how your body feels. You can go through all the muscles in your body, starting from the top of your head, working your way down and relax them all. You can go meditate by a river. There's lots of ways that you can do it, but it's all about tapping into what do I desire, being willing to admit it. And I will admit, Capricorns, if you guys are at this stage of your life, sometimes as you're going through like inner child and cleaning up the yuck, a lot of times that can be easier than this growth going to thrive because you're like, no, you know what? They screamed, yelled, and cussed at me. That's not acceptable to me. I want to go towards calmer communication, right? Once you learn that lesson, though, and you have a pretty good, neutral, content life, then like, think of it this way. If you have like 3 people pursuing you, one's an astronaut, one's a doctor, one's a farmer, all successful, all financially stable, all funny, you're going to have a preference over which one you're a little bit more giddy to see, a little more delightful to see. So you're really tuning in and tapping into your preferences right now. And a lot of you, if you're there, it will be like, I feel selfish. It's not selfish. When you tap into, oh my God, I prefer the doctor. Oh my God, I prefer the farmer. You got to let go of the pain you think you might be causing other people. Recognize that they're independent people who can process and process their own emotions. And it's really about you tapping into your preferences. All right, Capricorns, I hope this helped you. Give me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to work a little bit more up close and personal, send me an email at kelly@kellylunt.com. But I really hope this helped. I love you guys.